All right, how are you doing today? Trevor here with Tag Performance and Nutrition. Just want to jump back on another talking head video here and chat with you about youth training today. So this is mainly for you parents out there, grandparents, aunts, uncles. You got a youth athlete, whether that there's an elementary school kid up to a high school kid, and just want to talk about youth development. Excuse me. And you see a lot of different things out there of you got to be this specific age to lift weights, or you got to be this specific age to do so and so task, whether start squatting or start throwing a curveball or whatever it is. Damn. See all these different things about certain ages, certain times, certain grade ranges that kids have to be in to start doing something or best for their development. And I don't like to necessarily put specific ages, specific grades on anything, especially when it comes to youth athletic development. And that's what it's about. It's about development. That means over a long period of time, long-term athletic development, LTAD, long-term athletic development. That never stops. That should never stop until you're my age, past my age, till you're dead. That's when long-term athletic development stops, is when you're dead. We should be developing this through our entire life, especially at those young ages. And you see, that's too early for this kid to do that. Oh, that's too early for that. Oh, he's not advanced enough to do that. Like, they're kids. Like, let's be honest. Kids can do a lot of crazy things. If you've ever watched when I was subbing more often, being out at recess, if you ever watched kids at recess, they're doing some crazy stuff. Jumping off playgrounds, climbing up slides, swinging upside down, doing all this stuff, falling. Oh no, they fell, they got hurt. Whoop-de-doo, that's part of being a kid. Falling down, getting back up. And a lot of it's like the helicoptering and parenting and the babying of the kids right now, when kids can just be kids. And their development. I think parents and coaches a lot of times are holding back that development or rushing the development too in a lot of cases. I see a lot of these performance centers and the performance training places. I've worked at one in the past, and they promote train like a pro athlete. Your kid's 8 years old. He's not a pro athlete. Even high schoolers are not pro athletes. They don't need to train like pro athletes. They need to develop to where they are. Yeah, can some kids develop faster and probably be more advanced? Yes, of course. But let's not specify a certain age or a certain point. Because all kids develop at their own pace, at their own speed. I've worked with plenty of elementary school kids you work with a first grader who's more developed than a fifth grader. Like, I can say my little nephew, he's not even in kindergarten yet. He's probably more advanced than a lot of kids, especially when it comes to throwing a ball, shooting a ball, doing a lot of these push-ups, all these crazy things, because he sees people. He sees me do it. He sees his grandma doing it. He sees his brother and sister doing stuff, and he wants to compete with them. And he's more advanced than a lot of older kids I see. And it's not. We're not going to rush that. You don't need to rush that. What is the rush? It's not. There is no hurry. What's the hurry? Too many. We want to rush and push along the progress or the process, and we're not the road warriors. And we're not going, oh, what a rush! There is no rush. It is a process. It's a long-term journey. Let them develop. Let them make progress at their own pace. Don't push them too fast. Let them go. Your kid. No one cares how good your kid is at the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. There's no such thing as an elite kid at that age. If that was the case, I was pretty good at that age, but look at me now. I never played college sports. I never played professional sports. I was one of those ones who was physically more mature at a younger age. At least physically, not like humor-wise or anything like that. I'm still dumb and immature that way. I still laugh at fart jokes and think that kind of stuff is funny. Beavis and Butthead, South Park, The Simpsons, Family Guy, all that dumb humor, dumb comedy, Chappelle Show, all that good stuff. I still laugh at that dumb stuff because I think that's funny. Yes, I'm a guy. I think a lot of guys are that way. The dumb immaturity in that case, but like the physical development. I was the kid who was shaving by 8th grade. I was the first one to have armpit hair and things like that. So I was like more physically developed that way. And then some kids it takes longer. Whatever. Like everyone's going to develop at their own pace, and that goes for just being athletic development too, physical attribute development too, physical education development. So again, everyone develops at their own pace, at their own on their own schedule. It's allowing them and giving them the opportunity, the environment to do that, and not just force them into this template. Oh, from kindergarten to 3rd grade, you have to do this exact thing. From 3rd grade to 6th grade, you have to do this. From 7th and 8th, you have to be able to do that. No, let's stop with that. Let them develop at their own time. Yeah, there's some good general guidelines. I don't think we're gonna stick to kind of like sports and training. I think kids at a young age should play as many sports as possible. Get them exposed to different things, to swimming, to jumping, to gymnastics, to soccer, to flag football. Let them play all these different baseball, basketball. Let them play all these different things. Try these different things. It doesn't have to be super organized. It doesn't have to be super structured, and it shouldn't be. Your 6, 7, 8-year-olds don't need to be playing AAU or club or all this dumb super travel stuff that is more focused on winning and more focused on getting them a trophy or a stupid ring or whatever the reward is, and taking your money rather than focusing on developing them. They only care about that season of your kid being 8 years old. Oh, did we win the super duper pooper scooper 8-year-old national universal championship of the world trophy? Who cares? Like, is it that stuff can be fun? Yeah, but the main thing of those kids is they are having fun, is that they are enjoying it. They're getting a good experience. They're developing. But most of these like club and AAU, these sports performance just focus on that specific year. That they're focused on winning. They don't care how good that 8-year-old is when he is 18 years old, or 28 years old, or 48 years old. They don't care. They took your money. Did we win? If not, nope. Then be on your way. That type of thing. That's how it goes these days, it seems. Whereas they're not focused on that long term because they're in it for the monetary wins right away. And yes, don't get me wrong. I do this. I want to make money doing this. But I truly enjoy watching those kids that I get to work with over a long period of time start from whether they're 6 or they start with they're 16 and develop them, and hopefully following up and seeing them, whether they work with me for a year, 2 years, or 10 years, that they can take these habits, these behaviors they've learned, and take them for the rest of their life, and following up and seeing them, they made it to college. They're playing pros. When they're done with sports, they're still moving and doing athletic things. That's the cool part, is you see that long-term athletic development sticks with them. But specifying and pigeonholing everyone into a certain age group, they have to do this, they have to do that. This is the best age. No, there's no best. There's some general ideas. And let's kind of let's go back into that. I was talking about really young, those elementary school, get into a lot of sports, play a lot of different things, a lot of free play. Think recess, Fayed combined into one, plus playing a lot of different sports. They should be playing, getting outside, being active all year round. They should not be playing one sport all year round, especially at those really young ages, because they're just going to get stuck into one skill or the few skills that sport takes. Whereas if they're playing football and soccer and basketball and gymnastics, they're getting all these different skills. They're getting access to different coaches who are helping them and are hopefully helping them, and meeting different kids and different teammates and interacting with different people in these different skills that, in baseball, you're not jumping as much, whereas in basketball, you're jumping more. Or in gymnastics, you're flipping and flying and all these different things. Where in swimming, you're not doing that, but in swimming, you're swimming. You're learning that skill of swimming. So getting these access to these different skills, and that helps find out what they like, what they enjoy. And the main thing throughout, really young, but throughout the entire process, even as you're getting older, is to make it. It's got to be fun. Learning, showing them that movement is a reward, not a punishment. Not punishing with exercise. Make it fun. Make it a rewarding. Because if you're doing something fun, you're going to work harder. You're going to stick with it longer. And again, the whole thing is that long-term athletic development. So yeah, those elementary school years, think of play, think of recess phy-ed, having fun, enjoying it, multitude of skills, multitude of sports, multitude of activities. When it comes to like strict training, I think of what I do. What Jeremy Frisch is a great example. He's one of the people I look up to in that youth training. It is play. It's having fun. It's giving them problems, letting them solve those problems. Whether that's a hurdle that they have to jump over, or something they have to climb on, or balance on, or dodgeball, or just playing games. Gamify it. Make fitness fun. Make training, make movement, exercise fun. And giving them those problems. Because if you're a coach and you're just telling a kid how to do everything, that's not how kids learn. Kids learn by doing. They learn by falling. They learn by failing. They learn by trying different things. They learn by going fast. They learn by exploration. That's huge. So mainly in those elementary, middle school years, let them explore, let them play. Do elementary school kids need to lift weights? Certainly they can, but don't force them into anything. Just because you were a failed baseball player or basketball player, football player, softball, whatever sport you play, you're a failed athlete. Don't live your dreams as a parent through your kids. Let them be themselves. Let them be kids. I mean, they only have a certain amount of time to be a kid. Adulting sucks. So let them be a kid as long as possible. Like, seriously, like let's stop with putting all this pressure on them, especially at those really young ages, and let them just have fun. They'll find out that they'll probably develop better. They'll probably work harder, and they'll be healthier. But yeah, going back to like lifting, can they lift? Sure. I mean, it doesn't have to be. If I were having kids that age, like I have some of the kids lifting it more, so I just have the weights around. We'll be doing some sprints or jumps or some game or whatever, and they'll see the dumbbells or they'll see a weight, and they'll just pick it up because they're exploring. They're curious. I'm not saying, oh, you got to go do 10 squats with that dumbbell. No, maybe we'll say, oh, let's do. A lot of times we'll just make it into a game. One we've been using recently is they'll throw a dart at the dartboard, and whatever number it has, they have to do that many push-ups, or they have to do that many squats, or whatever, a duck walk, whatever it may be. Or we'll disguise a squat into a game. We'll do a duck walk, handball, or soccer, whatever you want. They got to be squatted down, and they can't get out of that position, or a bear crawl. These different things that they're building strength, they're building movement, they're building coordination through these different movements, but it's a game. They don't realize that, oh, I'm squatting or I'm bear crawling, I'm on a plank, I'm building upper body strength, mobility, movement quality, body awareness, body control. They think they're just playing a game. It's like, that's the best part. It's like allowing them to explore and create. And that is those elementary school years. Can they train and weightlift? Sure. Like, if they let them decide, let them figure out if they like it. Don't be like, oh, you got to go start deadlifting and squatting, barbell pack squatting at 6, 7, 8 years old. Like, I mean, if they want to, yeah. If they're curious, like a lot of kids get curious, and that's cool. I like that. That's fine. But they don't need an overly structured lifting plan. It's body, I think, build that athletic foundation is always the better place, a better start. Get them fast, get them strong, get them coordinated, have them balance, body awareness, body control, motor control, being able to jump and climb and hang and all these fun things that adults don't do anymore. Again, basically just be a kid. And I think more adults need to train like that too. Be a kid. And then they're getting older, they're hitting middle school, whatever. Then we start maybe getting a little bit more organized into a strength training program and adding dumbbells or kettlebells or barbells or whatever they're at. Again, kids are going to advance, and it's not just saying like when I'm in my high, and then to get into high school even a little bit more advanced. But even then, I'll get kids that come in as I got a sixth grader who can bench press 160 pounds, 165 pounds. And then I got other sixth graders who can barely bench press 10-pound dumbbells. And that's fine. They're developing at a different rate. The sixth grader who can bench a ton was probably exposed to this and has done it. He's done different sports. And the other kids are just starting sports. And they're all coming in at a different way. So don't be stuck to have them train the same exact plan. Like, have a foundational program and then a little bit more advanced. But we're not in a rush. We're not in a rush to get that the kid who's bench pressing a ton to bench press even a ton more. What else can we work on? Because maybe that kid is strong, but he's in the weight room, but he's not strong in crawling. He's not strong in push-ups. He's not fast. He's not can't jump high. Or the one who can bench press 10-pound dumbbells only, she can sprint fast and she can jump high and she's athletically and coordinated. So they have different strengths, different weaknesses, and it's all about figuring out where each kid is and what they need and what's going to help them progress over a long term. But it's not just throw them in a microwave and heat them up and then they're good. That's the whole society now, is put these kids in that microwave and have them get them throw everything at them at once. No, put them in a crock pot, set that on low, and let them cook over a long period of time. And don't just rush into and rush through things to. But it's the same thing. Like, whereas you see all these things like, oh, kids should not do depth drops, or kids should not lift anything heavier than their body weight. But if you stop and really think about that, depth drops, go to a recess, go to watch kids at a park. They're jumping off the playground that is 3-4 times as tall as they are. Taking on forces. Are they landing perfectly? No, who cares? Like, the only sport you need to land perfectly is in gymnastics. Or lifting more than their weight. Is that going to stun their growth? Probably not. Do you want to be compressing their spine all the time with barbells and things like that? No, especially at a really young age. But these kids are carrying backpacks that weigh as much as they do. I'm dragging them all the time. So picking up another kid or dragging a sandbag or things like that, they're going to be fine. They're kids. Kids are adaptable. Kids are strong and resilient. They fall down, they scrape their knee, wipe the blood off, wipe the dirt off, they get back up. They fall down, they break a bone up. They're probably still trying to do the stuff they can once they get that cast on. Like, that's just kids. But back to it, yeah, your middle school, you're starting to get a little bit more organized, so to speak, and following a training program, whether it's like a 1x20 or whatever it may be. Just getting them working and familiar with weights, not forcing them. Still, let them, if they're interested, then you get them in. And that's one of my big goals is just to get them falling in love with fitness, falling in love with movement, whether that is lifting weights or sprinting or jumping. Just being overall athletic. Still playing games. Middle schoolers love games. Like the middle schoolers I have, they look forward to the games and competing. And whether that's Powerball like we did yesterday, the middle schoolers went against the high schoolers, and middle schoolers got completely dominated because middle schoolers are still, they weren't working out, they weren't able to figure out how to work together. They would all this Powerball. We got buckets. You got one more bucket than there is. So we had 4 people on a team, 5 buckets. So the defenders, they got to defend 5 buckets, and then there's 4 on offense, and they have balls, and they got to carry one ball at a time and try and get them in the bucket. But they couldn't fit. It's fun to watch them. So I don't give them any instruction. I just tell them the rules. You can only have one ball at a time. If you get tagged, you got to reset. Those types of things. I don't give them any strategy. I let them figure out their own strategy, And that's where the high schoolers kind of had that strategy, that communication better, whereas the middle schoolers are still figuring that out. And that's part of the learning process. Let them learn, let them fail. Don't give them the answers. The teachers don't give you the answers to the test. You figure that out. So that's about the that exploration, that curiosity, and building that. But then as they get older, you get into high school, then you probably got a more strict program, a more organized. I'm not gonna say strict, but more organized, specific training plan. You're gonna sprint, you're gonna jump, you're gonna throw, you're gonna lift heavy, and then as they advance, you got more advanced. Again, high school athletes, you got seniors who maybe are more advanced, or maybe you got a senior who's just coming in, hasn't lifted before. So everyone comes in at a different point. Find where they are and meet them where they are. That's all. That's what it's really about. And it can be tough, especially when I got kids. I got groups of 100 athletes in the weight room at a time sometimes, with just me and one assistant, and it's tough because you got 30 different teams, programs, boys, girls, freshmen through seniors, middle schoolers sometimes, because in Minnesota they can have middle schoolers on high school teams. So working with that and just kind of trying the best you can to meet everyone where they're at and doing the best to individualize, but that's where I come in with the general template of, here we're going to do our sprints, our jumps, this variation of a squat, a bench press. But then, this kid struggles with the back squat. He's really gangly and long and not strong enough yet. So maybe we go a goblet squat, or maybe a front squat works better. I have a long, lengthy 8th grader. We just figured out, and I like to have all of them do all these different variations too, and so we can find what works best for them. And then we find out a front squat with a safety squat bar. His squat went from back squat to, a lot of times it's just they're weak. They haven't got enough reps. That will cure a lot of problems, a lot of issues. It's not necessarily poor form. Everyone's going to have poor form, especially when they're, if you're an elite athlete, then you usually pick things up quicker. But these young kids, everyone's like, and then coaches running. That's what I struggle with the other coaches, to not just tell them how to do it. Let them figure out how they move. Give them the tools, those constraints. So we gave him a safety squat bar, and his squat looks 10 times better because he's long, he's lanky. In the safety squat front rack position, his squat looks solid. Not that his other stuff was getting better, but he just moved so much easier, and he even commented, this feels so much better. And it's like, once you get that point, it's like you can let these kids kind of figure out and give them some choices. That doesn't feel good for you, do that. That's fine. Like, is a squat a squat? We want them all to kind of be the same movements. Yeah, there's a box squat maybe where you want a little bit more posterior chain and things like that. And everyone's going to be a slightly different, the loading and stuff like that. But, if we're getting the stimulus, we want to build strong, powerful legs. Let's find the variation, what works best for you. And meeting each kid, again, where they at. Because not every senior is going to be at the same level. Not every freshman, not every sophomore, whatever it may be, not every 6th grader. Something like I said, 6th graders could be more advanced than the high schoolers. But it's still not just trying to make them pro athletes, college athletes. Let them develop. Let them play that long game. We're not trying to be the fastest to get to an advanced training program or advanced techniques. A lot of times it's just basic stuff. It's sprinting, it's jumping, it's throwing, it's crawling, it's hanging, it's climbing, it's lifting. It's doing the movement, squats, hinges, lunges, pushes, pulls, all these different movement patterns, sprints, running, walking, crawling. Like, get them to do all these things and just meet them where they are. There's no specific, boom, you're this age, you have to do this. You're this age, you have to be able to do this. You can't do this until you squat 2 times your body, whatever it may be. All these stupid arbitrary rules we put on things to a lot of times it just doesn't allow growth. Whereas if we just let them explore, let them be curious, starting from that young age, rather than forcing them to do things. Let them find what they enjoy. I think that's a much better way to help build that long-term athletic development. So, yeah, that's kind of my whole philosophy on the youth development. It's no set in stone age they have to be able to do this or have to be able to do that, or arbitrary prerequisites. Let's just let them move. Like, they're not going to be great movers right away, probably. Some things they might. Some things will be better at. Some kids are naturally faster. Some kids are naturally stronger. Some kids can pick up like movement problems, like skills, like throwing or shooting a basketball or skating or swimming faster than others. But the ones that aren't, let's not just throw them to the side. Let's let them develop too. Let's let them be curious and explore and find what works best for them, and allow them that opportunity, allow them that environment to grow. That's a big thing. Give them the environment. Get them, and I mean, if you're in groups, get them with a group of similar kids to start. And then you can even put like a lot of times we'll put the slower kids, have them race a faster kid, or have a faster kid chase them, give them the head start, let them chase. Because that's going to help. Nothing like, it's like having that rabid dog chasing you. Like, you don't want to get bit by that thing, so you're going to go faster. If you have a faster kid, you don't want him to catch you and whip you with that pool noodle. You're going to go a little bit faster. So, getting them with things like that, just different things that change it up. But there is no specific one size fits all in terms of athletic development. I truly think this is the way I do things, and the way I see things is one of the best ways. Meeting kids where they're at, teaching them movement, exercise, training, sports. It should be fun. It should be a time to be a kid, not have all the responsibilities that you have as an adult. It's not just about winning. Yeah, winning is fun, but you're not going to remember the wins and the losses. You usually remember the losses more, the things you did wrong, and you get that's just human nature. But you remember the fun times you had, whether it's travel baseball or whatever, the tournaments you go to, and you spend time at the pool with your buddies playing games or whatever, all the kids stuff you do. It's not necessarily the score of the game that you remember. Yeah, that stuff you can, but more so it's the locker room, it's the time, the training time, the just the being around the group, the team, especially when you play team sports. That's why team sports are so big, and I think every person should play team sports, not just as a kid, but as an adult. And that's a whole nother topic, is adults need to be more kid-like. We got enough adult stuff to do, bills and stuff like that. But the long-term athletic development, focus on that long-term. It should be, I'm going to coin a new term, never-ending athletic development. Never-ending athletic development. Yeah. Never-ending athletic development. That's my new term. I don't know, maybe someone said that before, but I guess it would end because it ends when you're dead. But that long-term, I guess, maybe is better. But but too many people take the long-term and they make it, long-term. Oh, 8 weeks. You're advanced now. No, you're not. Let's long-term. Again, I like the analogy of the microwave. We're not microwaving these kids. Let's put them in that crock pot. Let's let them slow cook for years and years and years and years and years, and progress as they do. Allow them to progress. Allow them to be human movers, and that's going to make them better athletes. So that's kind of my philosophy on that, is that long-term athletic development. That's how I see it anyway. The long-term never ends until you're dead, whether you're 6, 16, 26, 66, 86. Keep developing, keep working, keep making progress, meet yourself where you're at, push when you need to push, pull back where you need to pull back. And again, that's going to build the best long-term athletes, because again, most of these kids are never going to play professional sports. Most of them aren't going to play college sports. But let's make them enjoy it. Let them enjoy their time while they do it, and help them build habits and qualities and behaviors that they will take with them for the rest of their lives once that sports career ends, because it is going to end. Actually, yeah, it shouldn't really end. You should, like I said, you should still be, but the competitive sports, you get what I mean. The organized, the actual like league, the high school, the college, that type of thing, where you're part of an actual organization. I mean, I still play town ball, and I'm almost 40. This will be my 20th year, but like even that, like whether it could just be a rec, summer volleyball league or tennis or whatever you do that in your life. But help these kids build the habits on the behavior, so they're taking with, so they never stop training, they never stop exercising, they never stop moving, they never stop eating well, so they can perform into their older years and take these habits for life. That's true long-term athletic development. So that's what it is. That's what it means to be athletic for life. Be that everlasting athlete. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, comments, drop them below, and we will be back with more soon. Peace out. Be athletic for life.